2, 3, 4.
Bad night, my enemies and strangers. On this finale number 341 of the Bad Night Gals podcast, we just like you very little for leaving us on this terrible night, morning, dawn, or day as we stay silent about the death of existence amidst the other activities we hate to ignore and avoid. I am none of your guests, the Argentinian valley dweller and stagnation amateur Lucas Ham Witherer. Without me, to my right, the defendant fail and creator of Real Lives and Secrets, Patrick Novosel.
I create life and secrets. Do I tell
You
him?
do.
Who knows? I keep them. Who knows?
Who knows? Only you knows. Then far from him, the South Kakalakian and our destroyer, Bill McCoy, Ryan Isley.
I don't like any of that.
The old Bill McCoy.
Old Bill. Well, folks, if you're an old lever, goodbye. And if you're always gone, goodbye forever.
What?
All right,
in the
what's old?
ChatGPT was that?
That was totally ChatGPT.
You're always gone.
If you're always
Lord.
gone, goodbye forever.
Goodbye forever.
Well, like I said, what's old, olds?
What's old olds? Oh
Yeah,
my
what's
God.
new news?
Oh man, dude. Solid.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Thank you, ChatGPT.
that's gold right there.
That's right. I can't
Gold,
remember when it
Jerry,
was.
Gold.
I tried to do the opposite in my head some weeks ago, and it just my brain couldn't do it. I got like partway through, and I couldn't think of opposites for everything.
Yeah.
But this one, I'm the Argentinian valley dweller.
We're the bad night
go.
gals.
The Bad Night Gals. Let's go.
For the bad night gals. I didn't hear
I'm a
that part because,
bad
like,
gal.
I guess because I didn't click away or something, it was muted for me. So I missed the intro of what you said. I was like, wait,
Are
is
you
he just
serious?
talking? Is he
When
just
did you
talking?
hear? When did
I
you start
didn't hear it
hearing?
until you said basically introducing yourself.
Wow. Yeah, you missed
Yeah.
a few things.
That's fine.
We're
I'll
tonight
go
we're
back.
staying silent about the death of existence.
I did hear that. I
Oh,
did hear
oh,
that.
You just missed the very beginning. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'll make up for it later. All right, guys. Earl, Iffle, and Eagle coming at you. Who wants to start? I think it's Ryan.
I think it.
Ryan. I guess it could be in real life. If we're doing opposites, it's in real life, in fake life, and in devil life.
I don't like that.
In Satan life,
No, God. Get
Satan,
out of here with that.
satin life, in satin life. How about that? Fabrics
Satin
with
Life.
Ryan.
Well, all of Joanne's fabrics are going out of business in Satin Life. so-
No, really?
Yeah.
Every time I see those, I think of my grandma. Her name was Joanne.
I have a grandma named Joanne as well. Are we
Oh,
brothers?
nice. Oh, what? I totally believe it.
I believe it. Look at our resemblance.
Yep. Ebony and
Um,
Ivory, baby. Let's
yep.
go.
Ebony and now I'm gonna stop singing before we get
Living in
copyright strike.
perfect harmony. Ebony,
Um.
Ivory.
Well, hey guys, I'm returned
well,
from
hey,
the dead
Ryan.
for I don't remember how many
Welcome back.
weeks.
Yeah. It's
How
been
long was
forever.
that dead?
2 weeks,
2 weeks.
I think.
Okay.
So yeah, catch us up on 3 weeks. What did we miss?
Work, and more work.
Wow.
So first week
You
I
had
missed-
3 weeks to make up some stories, Ryan. I'm very
I
disappointed.
didn't I don't need to really make up any stories because all of the work took care of all the stories. So what was that? The first week I missed, I was at a party for work.
Oh,
Or
got
well,
a better.
it was our dinner
invitation.
party. I had to go to a conference in Savannah.
Oh, that's right.
Jordan.
You were
Yeah.
schmoozing with the big wigs.
I was schmoozing with the bigwigs. I actually met the biggest of bigwigs briefly.
What?
Yep. she's a nice little lady named Samantha Davenport. I doubt that she listens to this, but shout out to her anyway. Did you
My
get a brain
water
freeze?
just went into my
I
eyeball.
was about to say, did you get a brain
drink.
freeze from your water?
No, I took a drink, and then when it splashed back, it literally went right in the middle of my eyeball.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Not
schmoozing
nice.
with the bigwigs. We had a dinner party.
Kansas is up by 1 right now, by the way.
Kansas is up by 1.
Yes. Let's go.
Patrick is gonna just interrupt with.
I take it they're your final. Are they your final in March Madness?
No, I just like seeing comebacks. Comebacks
Oh,
and
see?
underdogs.
Now I
love it.
want a double comeback, and I want Kansas to lose, even if it ruins part of my
Jeez,
bracket.
man.
I want
don't
to
care.
see Kansas go up by 10 and then Arkansas come all the way back. That would be amazing.
Yes,
Mhm.
amazing.
That's gonna be a long game. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, Savannah, Georgia. It was like
Miss
riverfront.
Davenport. Oh, right.
We were off the. Where was we at?
Off the rocker.
I was off the rocker.
Off the rails.
It didn't get off the rails except for one time, and that was because a vendor just do a happy hour for us.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So yeah, we got some drinks and some food for free until they stopped paying immediately. As soon as we got there,
10 minutes later,
pretty much,
and it's over.
So the whole thing with that was like they started the. Actually, I think it was 2 hours that they did. They started at like 4, but all of our breakout sessions and everything didn't get done until like 4:30, 4:45. And then we have to take a ferry from this side of the river to the other side. So by the time we
So
got
your
there, it was
happy hour
like
did
5
last
o'clock.
10
It was
minutes.
literally, yeah, we had an hour.
That's terrible.
And
The
then
happy hour is at
right
least-
at 6 o'clock, they cut it off. But my boss was like, she's like, I'll pay for the next.
Party
Little
at
bit.
my house.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Well, she'd said that because she had a bunch of gift cards that she just got, and she was going to try to use them there because they were all just like Visa gift cards or whatever. Couldn't use them. She spent
Oh, no.
$800 on like drinks and apps. $800. I was like, I would be hurt. She's like, it's fine.
Feel
I'll just
that
tell
one.
my husband that I spent a little bit of money. I was like, a little bit.
Just a little.
I want your job.
For real. But no, it was a good time. I learned some stuff, trying to be a better leader. It was a leadership conference, is why we went.
Mhm.
Patrick, does your work do anything like that? Do they do like leadership conferences or anything?
Yes, they do, but it's more geared towards the upper echelon of the folks. Like I won't be going to those kinds of things.
Yeah, I didn't think I was supposed
Yeah.
to be going to this, honestly, because I just fixed
You just
stuff.
crashed the conference.
like they let community managers and then like the supervisors, like maintenance supervisors, come, and I was just like, I mean, a lot of stuff was going way over my head, but I was just like, yeah, all right, leaders. Yep, that's basically what I was doing.
Cool.
Smiling and nodding the whole time.
Are there any more drinks? Any more apps? I
Pretty
would like
much,
some
that's what
apps,
I was-
please.
Yeah, that's what I was.
I'm here for the free snacks.
Dude, they had like, this was a really nice hotel. We stayed at the Westin, and
Okay.
like all the conferences and everything were inside the hotel, but like the seating was so bad. It was like those old, really narrow chairs that linked together. So they linked them all together. So like you got like almost
you got nice and
500
snug
people
with people.
sitting like this
Oh, nice.
for hours on end. I was like, oh, this is terrible. I had to like lean forward or like try to find seats where I could like put my butt in 2 seats so I could have some breathing room. Yeah, seating was a Seating was a no-go.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, that was honestly that I was there that whole week, like Monday to Thursday. Friday, nothing really happened. And then last
Right.
week, what I missed was I had a poop-tastrophe happen at my property.
Amazing.
So,
All right.
well, I guess it wasn't a poop-tastrophe, but I would call it that. So we just finished getting all the certificates of occupancy for the new phase of buildings that we have at work. There's 3 new buildings. One of the brand new buildings already had like a plumbing issue. And instead of it, yeah, exactly.
What?
Exactly.
What kind of building?
I don't know. Apparently, I found out later
Rotary
on that-
girder.
yeah,
Man, the way they make
monkey.
houses and places now, it's shipshod, man. Come on.
So I found
Duct
out
tape.
later that
Duct tape?
Yeah.
the original team that did the plumbing ran out of money halfway
Duct tape.
through like the project, so they dropped out completely because they went bankrupt and their company folded, and then a new company had to come in and take over, and this was like one of the buildings that they did. So
Wow.
yeah, what
That's
ended up
fun.
happening was someone had to flush like a diaper, a shirt, something, because it completely stopped up the sewage line. And
Oh,
when
my.
I got to work, when I got called out there was human things right on
No.
the brand new sidewalk in front of the entrance stairs of the building. I was like,
Jeez.
oh, this is gross.
Why
So
is this my job?
yeah, that's basically. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, so this is what we're doing today. We're doing this on a Tuesday. That's what we're doing Tuesday night.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I went down to my shop. I grabbed some like cleaning stuff just to try to get it away from the building and clean it up best I could. Then we had Roto-Rooter come out, because all of this stuff should be under warranty, because like, dude, the building's literally a month old and it's not even
Yeah, for
completely
sure.
full. We had Roto-Rooter come out. They jetted the line and everything to try to clear it out, which they got some of it, but not all of it. But then because they jetted and they hooked up to the nearest fire hydrant, whenever you open up a fire hydrant, you can open it up one of 2 ways. You can open it up full blast, which
The only
creates
way.
a giant
Yeah.
pressure vacuum, or you could just open it up enough for your truck to fill up and do it properly. They opted for full blast, like Patrick
Of
said.
course. Yeah, that's the only way to do it.
When they did that,
Go big, go
all
home.
of the trash and like sediment that's in that line comes from the street, like the city street, and then comes into our property. So all of that got clogged inside of a valve that then opened up and just dumped, I don't know how many thousands of gallons onto the road.
Was
Like,
this a
I
day
went
when you questioned your choice of careers?
a little bit.
or-
I did
work?
question that night. I was
mean,
like,
my
what
goodness,
happened?
what
I
what a
literally went
series of
down to the
unfortunate
shop.
events.
Like they had just started doing the line cleaning. I walked down to the shop just to use my bathroom. Couldn't have been gone more than 10 minutes. When I left, nothing was flooded. I came back, the entire street was flooded out. And I was like, oh, that's bad.
All right.
So
Yeah,
then
a
I
little
went
bit,
over
little
and
bit,
looked at it.
little bit.
Yeah, I went over and looked at it, and I finally figured out how to get it cut off. But in doing so, that cut off the water for those 2 brand new buildings. So they had no water. And
Oh, that's what they get for flushing a diaper or a shirt or
there was
a
also,
dog
I think
down the
someone,
A
toilet.
dog.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what's large and fluffy. They'd be like, oh,
I don't know.
Fido
man.
died, so we
Like
flushed him
I
down the
wish I
toilet
could have
like a
seen
fish.
what they flushed out of the line, but when they do the jetting, like you can't see unless you're like in the manhole, and I wasn't about to do
You
that.
don't want to be in there.
No, heck no.
No, no one wants
Somebody
to be in a manhole.
did. So we verified this because I saw a lot of like, also when I was over there, I saw a lot of like corn and green beans and
Gross. This is getting too detailed, Ryan.
like no.
Good night,
like,
everybody.
I promise you, not like in the poop, but like yes, Pat. Yes, Mark. I did live your nightmare.
Portfolio.
No, like it
need
was
pee-pee
like
for my
slices of carrots and like it looked like someone took a stew.
Gross. I can't not think it's like poop.
I
you're
know,
talking about.
but like it literally looked like someone took a pot of stew and dumped it in their
Beef
toilet
stew, beef
and then
stew.
flushed
Ugh.
it because like there was so much vegetables out there on the sidewalk. I was like, this doesn't tie in. Like sewer line is for toilets. Who the heck flushed an entire pot of soup? Like,
Dude,
that's what I think had.
They
something
pooped
to
an
do with it.
entire pot of soup.
They
That's what
pooped
it
an
does.
entire
You
pot
eat
of soup.
too much water, and they just
Secondhand
passes right
corn.
through. Secondhand corn, yeah.
Yes, secondhand corn. But yeah, I finally figured out how to cut it off. I cut the water off. Subsequently, that turned off the waters to the buildings, which also meant these brand new buildings that have fire suppression systems in them don't have water going to them. So from what time did I get out there? 8 p.m.
I mean,
Tuesday night
uh-huh.
until 10 a.m. Wednesday morning. I was at work.
Oh man,
I was up every hour doing fire
14
watch.
hours.
Yep. Walking through the buildings, checking to see if I heard any smoke alarms or anything, because when you don't have water, if you have a fire, the sprinklers aren't going to work. So I had to be on fire watch, and that was horrible. So, I was going to try to figure out a way to join y'all while on fire watch because I was just sitting there. But I didn't have a good cell service. My property is like a dead zone. So so yeah, that was the 14-hour plus the fact that I'd worked all day earlier. So like I was up at I honestly I think I was up for a total of 30 hours. I was up for 30 hours straight because I was up that morning, Tuesday morning at like 6 to get ready for work. And then I did not go to sleep until like 10:30 the next day. And when I came home, I took a nap, like a 3-hour nap, but then I made myself get up and do stuff around the house so that at 9 o'clock I could shut down completely. And that's exactly what I did.
Yeah, man.
I was like, I'm going to sleep. I took melatonin. I didn't even need to take it. I don't remember dreaming. I think I might have died a little bit and then came back.
Yeah.
That was the day
That's
I
fair.
actually died.
Okay. That's fair.
So yeah, that's mostly been what I've been dealing with. Still dealing with some of that now. As far as like other in real life stuff, kids are good, wife is good, everybody's healthy, nobody's sick.
Hey.
We've got friends that are that just had her second baby, the dad's fifth baby. He's trying to make a basketball team, I think. He's got it now. So congrats to them. What else going on? Nothing really. Pretty chill. It's mostly just been work. Bernice is getting photos and stuff, so that's been good. My parents are coming over this weekend to hang out, mostly just to see the kids. They don't care about me. They're going to They're coming to see the babies.
Oh yeah, totally.
yeah, they don't care. I made
You were just a spooner.
I'm just here. I'll probably leave my house.
You made the kids possible, so
Exactly.
thanks.
Yeah.
Now go away.
Yeah, pretty much. Fake Life, it has been pretty much exclusively Monster Hunter Wilds. I love this game. It's so fun. It is super duper fun. I'm having a ton of fun. I've been playing with Grand Hellhammer and Beer Money Vic and my buddy Jay Cuz. And yeah, we've just been killing monsters.
Nice. Kill them monsters.
Fun times. Turning their skin into armor and weapons.
Yep, to kill more monsters.
Exactly. To kill that same
Bigger,
monster
stronger,
again.
faster.
Only better and faster.
Yep.
Did you say turning skin into armor?
Yes.
That's a video game term.
Like if I were to kill you and I would make your skin into armor, then maybe like
that'd be creepy.
Of the lambs.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
But then my
Hannibal
credit score
Lecter.
would shoot up because like the buff of your credit score, and like I wouldn't get shot
Plus-
at by the police.
+1.
Yeah, that's really just been that. I finished the season of Invincible. This season of Invincible. It was really, really, really good. It was real good.
So now there's 3 seasons into Invincible.
Yes.
How would you rank each season?
Ooh. Have you watched any of this season at all, Patrick?
Come on.
Okay.
It's
That's right,
animated.
it's a cartoon.
What kind of question are you asking?
Excuse me that you don't watch cartoons. Didn't you watch X-Men? Didn't you watch X-Men?
I'll tell you what, I did watch it and I actually enjoyed that one. That brought me back to childhood.
Okay. Well, yeah, Invincible won't bring you back to childhood. It's too violent. I would say first season is still I like the first season a lot. Second season was no, I think they just gradually get better. Like I think honestly they gradually just get better. Especially like the way that they leave the season like so open at the end. There's so much that's gonna eventually happen. I'm excited to keep watching. It's very reminiscent of how I felt. What was up?
I was just gonna say, so the ranking is 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3.
1, 1, 1. Each season just gets better. So
that doesn't make any sense.
It makes sense to me. So that's
no,
all
you
that
just said season 1, season 1, season 1. So season 2 and 3 are trash. You're
No.
supposed to rank in order.
Season 1 is the best, and then season 2 is the best after that, and then season 3 is the best after that.
So 1, 2, 3.
As the kids say, get out.
Yeah.
Okay, I can get out.
No, don't leave. We need you for the video. don't you dare.
No, I'm here. Now,
They're all the same. They're all great. I love it.
yes, they are all great. I love them.
Whatever.
So,
Yeah.
kiss my butt with your tongue out. How about that?
I'll leave that to Patrick. Apparently, I'd rather not.
And then in God Life or Satin Life, excuse me. Yes, Joanne Fabrics is going out of business.
Joanne Fabrics life.
It's so sad because there's all these giant. There's gonna be like
in
4.
Joanne Fabrics life. Please tell me that's the graphic and the name of the episode.
Yeah, make that the graphic. There's gonna be
Especially
like
in
all these
honor of them
spirit
going out of
Halloweens
business.
that are gonna
I mean,
be
soon
everywhere.
nobody's gonna know what a Joanne Fabrics is.
Oh man.
It's bad girls out, night out thing. We're
Yes.
going to Joanne
That's right,
Fabrics. Let's
that's
go.
Let's go.
That has to be the
Joanne
crowd.
Fabrics life. We got to change them all. We got to change them all to fit that. Okay, so in Joanne Fabric life is God life. So what's real life? Like pillbox life? That's pretty real. Like taking your pills, you know?
Oh yeah, that is real. I have been
In
taking a
pillbox
lot of
life.
pills.
Now what's fake life?
Fake life is
I'm trying to think of like what old people do to I'm trying to think of like a game show maybe. Price is Right with
yeah, it's got to be like
and
Price is Right.
and Price is Life. And Price of in
Price
Price
of
in the
Life.
Price is Right life. What?
Oh yes, yeah. Mark said Joanne Fabrics and Big Lots are in the running for Spirit of Halloween this
Ooh.
year.
I can't believe Big Lots is still around. That is
I don't
wild.
understand how it is either. It's ridiculous.
So the one near us is closing, but there's still other ones that are still going to be open. I
Why?
don't understand.
Who goes there?
I go there every now and then just to like kind of see if there's like a stupid clearance sale. Like I think they're going out of business.
I mean, I guess.
I've gotten a bed from there before, and it was actually a good bed.
So here in Brazil, it's very common at a stoplight to have someone selling candy.
Mhm.
And I have to tell you, I've seen 30, 40, 50 times a dude. And what they do is they run really fast and they put the candy, they drape it over your side view mirror. And then they just keep running as far as they know they can go. And then they run back and then they see if anybody grabs it and gives them money. And I can tell you the 30, 40, 50 times I've seen it, they just pick up the candy and move on. I've yet to see anybody buy candy. And I'm just like, is
Yeah,
this
because
like,
you're
are you
draping it
making
over
money?
You're draping it over someone's dirty mirror that's got bugs and crap all over it. I don't want that. Who wants that?
I mean, probably not, but that's what they do. And so I'm just like, how are you making money? And their
oh,
life
Ollie's
finds a
bought
way.
them? Really? So Ollie's is better than Big Lots now. Huh. They're just synonyms, honestly. Like I think of all those places. They're the same. BJ's is more like
I have a variety of family members that are all about Ollie's. I call it the Einstein store because
Yes.
Ollie looked like Albert Einstein. I'm
Yeah.
like, why don't they call it Einsteinies or something?
Yeah, I don't know why it's called Ollie's
Give it a
either.
cool name, Ollie's. All right.
Anyway,
do you have anything in Joanne Fabric's life and God life that you want to share?
Just going through
The word?
through the word. Yeah.
Going
Actually,
through the word?
where are y'all at? Where are y'all at? I think I missed a day or two.
I'm in the Philippines now.
You're in the Philippines.
Nice.
You're in the Philippines.
I think I'm still in Ecclesiastes.
I should have read 11 and 12. So
Oh yeah,
I'll
I
be
see
getting
Patrick.
into Philippians by this weekend.
Patrick said something on Philippians 1 3 hours ago. So he's Philippines 1.
He's Philippines 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm in Ecclesiastes 8. So
I've been doubling up on the days
about a
that
dozen behind.
On the days that they do, or on the lessons that they do a side and a B side. I've been doubling up.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
doubling up on those days.
Yeah,
And A sides, you guys can suck it. B sides is where it's at.
B side is where it's at.
B sides where it's at. A sides like here's what they pay us to tell you. B sides like now here's the cool information.
Yeah, now here's the cool. Like when Chris did all of the
the philosophies.
all the philosophy things. That was interesting.
Yeah, those were fun. Yeah.
I would not want to meet a nihilist. I don't think.
No, you really don't want to meet
Good
nihilists.
grief.
They're-
That's just a
they'll bring-
bleak outlook on
They just
everything.
bring down the temperature of the
Everything.
room.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and through the word, it's like my 4th or 5th level of devotionals. So like the early part of the day, I've got my basic 3 that I do. And then if I have time, I get to my 4th. and then if I won't have time, I get to through the word. So usually I binge it on the weekends
Yeah.
when I'm doing dishes. I usually binge it when I'm doing dishes, but this recently I've had a lot less time, so
That's fair.
I've been having to catch up on my basic ones.
No, that's fair.
my
I've
core
been trying to
guys.
do the daily refresh. And now the Bible is reading.
You're
to
doing
me
the daily refresh
because-
right now?
Nope. that was the lit thing that we were doing.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I did that one today, and I commented because you asked a question, so I commented.
you did. I was glad you did because nobody's commenting. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to
I
ask a
just-
question to see who's here.
I
I
usually
just
don't
gotta
comment
turn
or
up
anything
the
because I don't feel like I have anything more to add or say that the person like presenting already.
Maybe share
didn't.
your personal life. That's what you add or say. You don't have to share wisdom. Just,
I mean, I don't definitely not sharing any wisdom.
I don't know. You did in that Ecclesiastes one recently that Ryan got a kick out of.
that was the Gen Z
That's
version
not-
of these hoes.
that's not- Shut your mouth.
Should be like this chapter slapped.
Yeah.
Skibbity,
Bruh.
bruh,
Bruh. This chapter. Bruh.
Nihilists, bruh.
bruh,
Yeah.
for real, on God, no cap.
It's pretty mid.
Yeah. All right, that's all I got.
Yeah.
Patrick.
Oh, my turn.
You turn.
Okay.
Who's
so,
winning? That's first.
uh,
Who's winning?
Arkansas is up by 7. With
Oh,
Oh,
Eight.
let's go.
Nope, 0.8 seconds left. So Arkansas won.
mm.
Let's go.
Are you serious?
Wow.
They did it.
Arkansas.
Let's
They
go.
did it. They did it.
Oh, I almost picked Arkansas because I knew West Virginia beat Kansas, and I'm like, we didn't even make March Madness. So if West Virginia could beat Kansas, Arkansas can beat Kansas.
Yeah.
in the
Currently,
name.
Drake is beating Missouri 43-30.
Drake.
Drake was 30-3 in the season.
What is happening?
Yeah,
Whoa. 30-3.
30-3. They're no
That's
joke,
pretty-
man. They're no joke.
No, they're not.
What is happening with basketball right now?
That's what I love.
I mean,
about
it happened
March
last
Madness.
year. I know it's
Man.
awesome. It happened
Love
last
it.
year too. I love me
Yeah.
some Cinderella stories. Let's go.
Yeah.
Drake
yeah,
may
I,
be the Cinderella story.
I filled up my brackets in record time this time because I was like, I haven't watched any
Yeah.
basketball this year.
Nope. Nope.
Well, dag, Louisville lost.
You watched one, didn't you? The
I
Cincinnati
watched
Bearcats
some
losing to the
some
Mountaineers.
UC
Man,
this year. Yeah, the gross.
Nick
gross.
Neeson.
UC.
Yes.
Our both of our
Nice.
teams no good this year.
no, yeah, they had ours had potential, but then they flubbed it up.
Yeah, every team has potential. I mean,
I
When you
100%
break it down.
believe that.
no, but our team beat like a number of ranked people. I don't know if yours did, but
What was
we were
What was
probably like
West
0-42.
West Virginia's standing?
Last or second to last because the UC
Yeah.
was worse.
yeah,
What conference
man.
were they?
Big 12.
Big 12.
Yeah.
Man, I haven't paid
Yeah.
attention much to the conferences, and I looked at the Big East the other day, and I'm like, who are these teams? I don't recognize.
We're not in the Big East anymore. Yeah.
No, I
okay.
know, but Big East is like that's the conference I grew up with. It was just
Yeah.
like, hey, the Big East, and now it's like I don't know any of you.
I recognize
Like,
Butler,
South
Georgetown,
Saskatchewan, there's-
Villanova, Xavier,
Yeah, Villanova,
UConn. That's like
UConn's in the Big East. Were they in the Big East before?
UConn's
remember.
in the Big East now. I don't think they were in the Big East before.
I don't think they were either. I mean, they're East, so it makes sense.
Okay, but that doesn't make any sense because ACC gets like we have like two. Who is it? There's somebody from California. Like California's in here now.
Yeah, the Atlantic
That makes-
Coast. Pull someone from
Yeah,
from California. Yeah.
Completely opposite
Yeah,
coast. Let's
that makes
go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
California and Stanford.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're talking
That's
like, you're talking like the Big Ten, there's like 42 teams in the Big Ten, so that doesn't make any
Oh,
sense
Yeah,
anymore.
that's true. The
Yeah,
Big
there
42.
The Big Ten. Yeah, the Big Ten is still that many. The Big Ten.
Yeah, there's more than 10 teams. Come on.
Very much so.
Yeah.
All right.
All right,
Sorry to
Patty.
derail you.
You're good. So yeah, last week I was on vacation, and to cap off my vacation, I was going to do a run downtown, and it was for the Heart Mini Marathon. Got all ready, and I woke up on Sunday morning, and it was raining, and I was like, you know what? I'm not that dedicated. I'm not going to run in the rain.
I don't want to get wet.
Yeah, I was just like,
You're big
you know what?
wussy.
That hair has to stay pristine.
Yeah, I was gonna probably wear a hat or a headband or something like that. So instead, I
Definitely
went to
headband.
church. I went to church.
That's a good alternative.
Yeah. And I tell you what, the way the sermon that morning spoke to me more than a sermon has in probably 6 months, maybe to a year. And I was so happy that I chose to go to church rather than run, because the sermon that he spoke about was what spoke to me. You know, the way that he compared, it was, you know, the sermon's about practicing the way and doing things like Jesus. And he was talking about God the Father, thinking of him as a dad. And you know, like, I mean, I'd be up here forever talking about it, but I just you know, to sum it up, I want to say that it was was just gonna because I always think of, you know, when I hear the Father, you know, I think of a dad, and he was talking about God as being a dad, and I always think of him as a dad because I think of me as a dad and my children. And in the same, you know, same kind of concept of having children, and the way that he will give endlessly to his kids. And I'm like, I will do the same for my kids. And you know, like, you do that and you don't ask for anything in return. You never want anything in return from your kids. You know, you just want to give them and make them, you know, have a good life, give them what they need. Not necessarily what they want. In the sermon, he talked about wants and needs as well. And you give them what they need. And sometimes you got to be hard on them. And you got to say no sometimes. And you know, it's the same thing with God. Like, he's gonna tell us no. You know, like, it's not what we need. It's if it's something you want. And he went into like how to pray as well. And we went through the Our Father who art in heaven, the Lord's Prayer, and talked about how to pray and things like that. Man, it was just, everything about it was amazing. I tried to go, because our sermons are live streamed, and I tried to go back that day to rewatch it, and they hadn't uploaded it yet. And now, talking about it now, I'm like, man, I need to go back and watch that, because it was just, it spoke to me so well. And a lot of my ideals and things like that were, I don't know, the way he spoke, just everything that I thought was just, I guess, validated, but also in a way that I couldn't have put it in better words any better than he did. Yeah. So I was, in the grand scheme of things and overall, you know, just high level, I'm so glad I didn't go running, because I don't think I would have gotten
100%.
that message if I went running.
Well, one thing I'll say is you need to repost that in the Discord or in the Gone Gaming, wherever you feel, because, you know, give people the opportunity to listen with you. I'd love to hear that.
Yeah.
Or have the possibility of hearing that. The second thing I'll say is that whole idea of God as our Father is something I think sometimes we say it, but
you don't really feel
we
it, or
we don't
really
feel it,
connect it. Yeah.
Yeah, and depending on how our own relationships are with our earthly dads, like that plays a lot into it. But I was talking to a friend the other day, and I was relaying to him, back in December 23 when my life my my heart, just everything shifted in my life closer to God, and my life changed forever. Um, Back in that day, and I was recounting it, and I realized that one of the things that crossed my mind in the moment when I just almost came to my senses and the scales fell off my eyes was when I realized, I felt, and I knew that I was his son. Like, it just hit me,
Mm-hmm.
like, but like, it was a mix of honor, thankfulness, but also at that time, it was a mix of shame, because I was failing in so many ways. And I know he's gracious and I know he's patient, but at the same time, he doesn't want us to sit in that, and he doesn't want us to hold on to that. He wants us to be free of it. And so in that moment that I realized I was his son, it was like right out of the prodigal son. Like, when he goes to his dad in the
Mm-hmm.
story and he has this whole
Mm-hmm.
speech planned out, and he gets like halfway through and God's like, just stop, listen. And, God's like, we're about to have a party because my son that was lost is now
Yep.
found.
Because it came back
And
home.
it was that realization of being a son that transformed my life. Like, not just I believe it, or I feel it. It transformed me. And yeah, so I totally connect with what you're saying, Patrick. That's a important concept to just really internalize and let impact you.
Yeah, I'm gonna look and see if that is on YouTube now, because I want man, it's not. So we have 2 campuses and they alternate every week.
Oh, they chose the wrong
They
campus.
alternate who uploads or whatever.
And it was our other church that uploaded it.
See,
Dang.
that's
So I
one thing I
wonder.
don't like about multi-site stuff, because we do the same thing. Like a couple Sundays ago, our campus pastor actually got to teach, and it was great. It was a wonderful sermon. But I also, they don't upload his to online. It's just basically the main campus, like the Raleigh campus, that they'll upload. But I want to hear the other pastors. Like, I want to hear I want to hear everyone's sermon. Like,
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find a way to get them. So I gotta like message my production guy and be like, "Hey, can I get the audio for the sermons?"
Yeah, that's a bummer, but at least you gave us your rendition of it, so
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Last what was it, Monday or Tuesday of this week? Claire had her final scrimmage of the year for flag football, and this was
still doing flag football.
Yeah, the season hasn't started. Season starts tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah. So
it's preseason, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's preseason. Okay.
Yeah. So they did a scrimmage, and this was the final scrimmage of the year. So it's more of what the season is going to look like. And it was the scrimmage for our JV team. Varsity plays tomorrow, so Claire's on varsity, so she's going to be going to the game tomorrow. But I don't know what position she's going to play, or if she's going to play on varsity in the game tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure. But she's a starter on JV. And the center was out sick, or wasn't there for the scrimmage. So she ended up being center and snapping the ball and all that stuff. So she was doing fine. But I got to tell you, they've been practicing for 2 months. It looked
like they hadn't practiced at all.
Exactly. I was
like a bunch of cats just running all around.
Embarrassing. What's it called when you're embarrassed for somebody else? It's like
secondhand embarrassment.
Secondhand embarrassment. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a bit of that going on.
And so we were sitting right next to some of our church friends whose their daughter goes to the other school, and I couldn't yell, I couldn't say anything because one, I'm not an assistant coach. I don't know what they've all gone through, but I watch. So let's take a step back. When I get there, sit next to my wife, and we're looking at them, practice amongst their own teams.
Yeah, warm up.
Yeah, so I see the quarterback that they have put in, and she's throwing the ball and looks like she can throw the ball maybe 10 yards. I mean, that's the max she can throw. She's
cool.
And I wouldn't even consider it throwing.
Maybe she's a runner.
More of like pushing the ball forward.
Oh no.
And then so she's tossing with this other girl she's can't really throw, I would say, a spiral very well. It's not a duck, it doesn't flip like that, but it's a little wobbly. It's not a tight spiral, but she has a very quick arm motion, and it looks like she could throw pretty far and fast and hard. But she's not one of their quarterbacks. And I'm like, if I was a coach, I'd be like,
there
okay,
needs to be some training going
everybody gets 5 balls. I want to see everybody throw 5 balls, and that's how I would whittle it down to who our quarterback is, because this person will be able to throw down the field. I asked Claire last week, and I was like, do you run go routes? Just like you just go. And she's like, no. I was like, why not? She's like, nobody can throw that far. And I looked at this girl over here. I'm like, I bet she could, but why is she not a quarterback? Is this the political reasons, or what's the reasons why?
Yeah,
I don't know. No idea why. But there was she was throwing Hail Marys, and these Hail Marys went like 10 yards, and there was just like, oh, they're just gonna throw it up.
That's not a Hail Mary.
Yeah. There were 2 pick sixes on Tuesday, and I'm just like, oh no. Like, is Mel was hitting me on my shoulder. She's like, all right, Pat, what you need to do, what you need to realize is this may be their first year and they're learning this game, and maybe they haven't figured it out.
First year of life?
Yeah.
Did they just get here?
Pat, I just want to let you know, if I was there with you, I would have said all the things that you wouldn't have said. What are y'all doing?
and so they would have random teams. I'm wondering scrimmages. I wonder if they had like first team, second team, third team, fourth team, and things like that, where they would just rotate players and get them some reps, because it's not a game that counts. But when you're down 34-0 in a scrimmage game against another team, you may need to try something else. So it was 34-0, and they were like, you know what? We're not going to do man defense. We're going to do zone defense. And I tell you what, their zone defense was phenomenal, because I think the man defense, nobody knows where they're supposed to be or how to cover a person. They know how to cover an area. So maybe that's a sign of what they need to do going forward. I don't know.
Yeah.
But again, sure. I'm not the coach. I just noticed it, being
Did they ever
a spectator.
Score, or was the final 34-0?
There was one score, and Claire scored one of the 1-point conversion, because there's no kicks, so they throw.
Right.
But she was able to score. She caught a couple balls. There was one ball she caught that was a Hail Mary in the middle of the field that she jumped up and got. And I videoed every time Claire was on the field. I videoed it, and so I can keep it, and I can show Claire, and we can talk. We can rewind in slow-mo, and I can show her what she's doing.
Yeah, you got to watch that tape.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Homework.
Yeah. So the Hail Mary that she caught, the defender, instead of going after the ball, went after her flag and ripped her flag off before she even caught the ball. And I was like, oh my gosh, instant replay. You're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to rip flag before the person has a ball. So, but anyways, yeah, I mean, it was cool to get out there and see Claire. Claire did great. She ran new routes because she was playing a new position. So she was pretty excited about that, but it didn't look good. And
what position did she end up playing?
Well, I mean, like, you're either quarterback or wide receiver.
Or a wide receiver, right?
Yeah, I mean that's
So she was wide receiver.
Tight end or running back or anything.
Yeah.
She was hot route. Was she hot route?
I mean, so when in football, when someone runs a route, you usually throw on a cut. And when the ball's already in the air, either right before you make the cut or when you make the cut.
Yep.
You don't wait until you make the cut and then run a couple yards.
Yeah.
Then the defender's already there.
Right.
So that's what was happening is every time there was
that's
a cut,
how the two pick
quarterback
sixes happened.
Well, then the quarterback would throw, but the quarterback takes like 2 steps, winds up like she's Tim Tebow, and then throws. But the throw,
you will not disparage Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow had the longest wind up as a throw of all time.
He did, but he somehow made it work.
I mean, he won a playoff game.
He did.
Yeah, he did. But like, and when the throw happens, it's not a bullet throw. It's more of a lob because these girls they have smaller hands. They don't have the muscle and things like that. So I get it, but I'm like, I want to see a win. You know what I mean? I don't want this to be a shellacking all year long kind of thing. So we'll see. It was a JV scrimmage. I mean, I'm just going to chalk it up as a scrimmage because anytime you watch a preseason game, you're like, yeah, none of the starters play all game. You're watching just everybody play in the backups. So I'm taking it with a grain of salt. But the real season starts tomorrow. So I'll give you guys an update next week of how that went.
Sounds good.
If you need someone to just show up in all black and just start breaking knees, you let me know.
Knee breakers in town.
Yeah.
I'll hit a little girl's knee. I don't care.
So last night Claire and I decided to watch a movie. We wanted to watch a scary movie. So there was 2 choices and we picked one and it was called Heretic. I don't know if you've heard this movie before. It's a horror movie with
a newer one.
Yeah, last year I think that came out.
Sounds familiar. It sounds like
Hugh Grant is the villain, is the antagonist in the movie.
Is the heretic?
Yes. The girls that go like door to door and they
let me read like the synopsis here. The plot.
Please tell me that movie was awesome.
2 young missionaries from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Yep.
Confident Sister Barnes and timid Sister Paxton arrive at a home of a reclusive middle-aged man, Mr. Reed, who is Hugh Grant. He invites them in, assuring them that his wife is preparing a blueberry pie in the back of the house. They begin to discuss religion, with Reed making several comments about their faith and natural belief. So Hugh Grant is very knowledgeable in religion, all types of religion. So they go back and forth with a battling of wits in religion. And then it ends up that he kidnaps them and makes them do things and challenges their beliefs. And so this movie, it was creepy. It wasn't really scary, very creepy and
thriller.
A lot of kept you on edge, and you're more uncomfortable because he's kidnapped 2 young missionaries. So it was very uncomfortable. But I tell you what, Claire and I watched this movie silent the entire movie. This movie was so engaging, edge of your seat. What's going to happen next? What's he going to say? And it reminded me of like Da Vinci Code. Like they take very large liberties in a lot of things. It's fiction, things like that. But it made you think. It didn't doubt my faith or anything, but it was also like, oh, that's kind of neat. Yeah, it's fiction. It's neat. It's fun. Like I said, 99% of the movie was good. The ending made Claire and I look at each other with our palms up.
No, don't tell me you get to the end and you fumble the bag.
And I was like, we were thinking that one thing was going to happen. If that happened, then that probably would have been a cool ending or a appropriate ending. the way they ended it, where it was just like, what? That's how it ends. So, but I gotta say, it was an awesome movie. I would say it's probably a B-. It could have been an A if they made the ending better. But yeah, for an hour and 45 minutes, the movie was awesome. So, Lucas, if you want to read,
or is that on Novacell now?
It was on Novacell now, so I don't know where it's streaming. But Lucas, if you, I don't know if you'll watch this one, but read the Wikipedia. It's pretty.
I won't watch it.
It's pretty interesting.
I'll read the Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
What was the other movie that y'all were gonna watch if it wasn't gonna be that one?
I think it was Presence.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a movie. Who was in that one? Lucy Liu is the main character in that one.
Oh, I don't remember.
They move into a suburban house inhabited by a poltergeist. So, yeah. It's directed by Steven Soderbergh. So he does those like artsy type of movies, and him having a horror movie, I'm like, okay, I'm in. But yeah, let's see what else. Outside of that, I mean, WWE 2K25, still playing the heck out of that, and Marvel Rivals. Yeah.
How far are you into 2K25?
So there's a few modes. And right now I'm in My Rise, which is the story mode. And to unlock everything, you have to play the mode like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. But it's cool because the choices you make determine how the story plays out. So the choices I made in my first playthrough, so different. I meet different wrestlers, different matches happen based off of the selections and the choices I made. So replaying it is pretty interesting. You know, it's never been like that before. It was like they would have like maybe 1 or 2 moments where it would change things, but it all comes to the end anyways. This one it changes it drastically, so it's just really, really cool.
Cool.
Yeah, that's it for me.
All right, glass-eyed Lucas, bring us home.
Sorry, I was already reading on Wikipedia.
You're already engaged in that story, man. It's crazy.
I got 3/4 of the way through, and I'm like, I'm really glad I didn't watch this. I don't know if I call it really engaging, but I was intrigued by the story.
Yeah,
that twisted, sort of weird. I'm gonna.
Patrick, did you watch Talk to Me?
Talk to Me. I don't know.
I'm curious if you would watch that one.
Oh no, I haven't watched that one.
You should watch that one. Yeah, you should watch that one. That one was good. I like that one a lot. I went to the theater to watch that one. Also, not very scary, just trippy. Like, just it made you feel uncomfortable.
Let's see. It's 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. Get out of here. What?
I really like that movie.
Pretty high.
Oh my goodness. That is incredible.
Yeah, you should watch that one next time.
Yep, 100%.
Give that one.
It's on the list.
Put it on the list. All right, so let's talk about Lent, shall we? Ryan, I know you're fasting for Lent. You didn't share with people what you're fasting from. You just said you're reading the devotional.
I am fasting from all alcohol and coffee.
How's that going?
That beer looks good, but I'm okay.
Sorry.
No, you're totally fine, man.
Glug.
It's not really it's not really bothering me. Like I mean, I have beer here at home. If I really wanted to go have a beer, I'm my own worst enemy. Yeah. Like, what beer is that though? Just
it's just
for
Sam
after
Adams
the
Cold
40
Snap.
days. Oh,
Sam
okay.
Adams Cold Snap.
Old Sammy. Sammy Adams.
Yeah. And then I've fasted like a few meals here and there.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's been it's been a thing.
It's been
It's been a thing.
It's
All
been
right.
a thing. One of my habits was coming home after work and sitting down and drinking a beer. So, not doing that.
Yeah. Have you replaced it? Like, what do you do now when you get home?
Just bother my family and see what they're doing and see what they're up to.
That sounds mean.
I'm just like, hey, what are y'all doing, guys? What you doing?
Gotta relax myself, bugging my family. Let's go.
Bugging my family a little bit, just seeing what everybody's up to.
Dad, get out of here! You're not supposed to be here.
Yeah, basically. They're like, what are you doing? Leave me alone. Stop.
Yeah.
Watching Kingston.
Mom,
play
Dad's talking to me.
This weird fishing game he plays on Roblox.
I mean, I'm pretty sure every game on Roblox is weird. So
I mean, that's
fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
That
even
is
if it's
fair.
normal, it looks weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Agreed.
Lent, that old.
Not
that
just
old,
the stuff in your belly button.
Nope. It's that old holiday where you give up something to gain more perspective on God, yourself, life. You really get to embrace your weakness, right, Ryan? And you realize how much you rely on the things you give up.
Yep.
Yeah. I've been feeling it because I mean I gave up coffee like you. I gave up all sugary foods, a good number of snacks.
I probably should have done that, but I went the opposite.
You probably should have done snacks too. You're like compensating. Well, see, that's the thing is I knew I would find things to compensate, and I'm like, I keep cutting stuff off because I'm like, no, the point is to replace it with God. So put the focus on Him, pray, read, meditate, trust in Him. And I tell you what, this is maybe the most. It's not like it's weird because this has probably been one of the most mentally and physically taxing Lents for me, but it's not been because I like want to drink coffee or want to eat cookies and cake and want. I will say, the one I feel the most is probably the hot shower. Every morning, I get in there and I'm like, okay, here we go, and I turn on the water.
Why did you decide to not do a hot shower?
Dude, I love hot showers. Like they make me feel just warm and fuzzy. And so the point is to completely strip myself of selfish pleasure. Like this is for me. So
it's not just for you. Like I don't feel like
no, but you can get
you very clean.
It does. I mean, I think it does. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Do you wash your dishes in cold water?
I have in the past. Do I most of the time? No. But I'm not a dish. Nobody's eating off of me.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
I mean, not that I can tell you about. I don't.
Did you take a cold shower? All right, maybe tomorrow.
So yeah, so I'm feeling that one. Yeah, and I recently added to it. No meals or now it's no longer just snacks. It's like no meals by myself. So if nobody's eating, I'm not eating. And
so you go up to people and you're like, "Hey, you want to get some lunch?
Hey, you hungry now? You trying to go eat?" Like,
no.
Can I have a couple of those Cheetos?
No, it's more like I honestly, because the mornings they're not hectic, but I'm like making coffee for Mindy. I'm feeding the dog. I'm doing a few things just around the house, like just to get ready for school. And the past 2 mornings, I've had breakfast with James. Like I just sit in front of him and we just have breakfast together. And usually, most mornings, especially school mornings, there's just everybody's kind of doing their own thing to get ready, and then we all meet in the car and go. But this time I've been eating breakfast with him. That's been nice. And pretty much my go-to is just water. Like when it's just me by myself, I'm just drinking water. Drinking a lot of water. Lots of water.
I've been drinking a lot of water.
Yeah. And yeah. It's now I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna get like, secondhand corn, too much information. But I've found that maybe I'll do it scientifically. My stool has become more normal. I know it's probably too much information, but
what is become more normal?
My poop. Stool.
Yeah. Poop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Poop. It's become more consistent. Like speaking honestly, like when you have coffee and stuff, it can mess with your bowels.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been something it's been like, I don't know, we're like really I'm sharing really gross stuff, but I'm just looking at it in a medical and like in a health way. I'm like, maybe my diet's not good for me because the way I like, the rhythm and the everything revolving around that has been inconsistent, we'll say. And now it's become very, I don't know. In some ways, I do feel a little healthier, with the less coffee, the less sugar. Mm-hmm. I haven't checked my weight to see if I've lost weight in the past 2 weeks, but and I haven't. I've been trying to run,
weight,
but
I would say
time has
definitely
not
lost weight.
Yeah, you can see it. Mm-hmm. And I just haven't had time to run either. Life's been really busy. Work's been a little harder. Because the other thing is that like I don't realize all these pleasures in life. Like, and they're just little comforts. Like it just gives you that little dopamine kick, or it gives you that little bit of just get a piece of candy, or I don't know, just like have a little cup of coffee, little sugary drink to just kind of make you feel good. And I'm like not relying on any of that, and it's like stripping it away. And I find that I'm praying more. Like I'm not praying without ceasing, but at the same time I'm entering this state where I don't just say a prayer and check out. It's kind of like he's like hanging out next to me, and we're like chatting on the side while I do other stuff. And I'm just more mindful. I have been a lot more serious this past couple weeks. People at work have been like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just not." I mean, part of it was that was my phone falling. Part of it was I really was tired. Like I recognized that I need that afternoon coffee after lunch that I talked about last week, and there's certain things that I was using to give me that awakeness.
Are you not? You're trying to do like just no coffee period in any form, or are you trying to?
Yeah, no caffeine, no coffee in any form.
Okay, so like not mushroom coffee or anything like that.
I don't know what that means, but no shrooms. No, I'm like water only or 100% juice, no additional. If it's anything that has no additional sugar, I'll drink it. Like my family has like this green tea drink that has no sugar in it. I had that, like a strawberry green tea or whatever. I'll do some of those, but most of the time it's just water and 100% juice, no additional anything. So I don't know. I don't do no caffeine. And that's gotten more like my body awakeness has gotten a little more regulated this week, but it's really made me like just meditate and think about how much I rely on these things that I'm abstaining from. And honestly, it's not that I replace them with God. Like, God, I don't want to talk to you because I just had a donut. It's more the level of comfort. Like when you have a level of comfort in your life, you just don't need to go to God. Like, and I think for a lot of us, especially middle class and above, we get comfortable in our comfortable life. And then we seek God within the context of our life. And we don't realize how most of the world doesn't get to live in that state. And so most of the world does seek and like truly seek a higher power. And a lot of times it's God. Other times it's Buddha or Islam, it's Allah or whatever. But it's rooted in the fact that they need something because they have nothing. And while I'm not anywhere close to that. I still have a comfortable bed. I still have food all the time, that kind of stuff. At the same time, giving up some of these comforts like is shocking my system and shocking my perspective. I'm approaching everything now from a more like, what does God want me to do in this situation? Or, it's changing my focus, if that makes sense. And it's hard to explain. I'm doing my best to explain it, but it's something that is really, internally speaking, it's really gotten my attention. And like, I've gotten some streaks up in my little apps and my little devotionals, but I just don't even care about the streaks anymore. It's like, I don't care about the streak. I have to get in, like, start my day. And I look back at 2, 3, 4 years ago where it's like, oh, I broke the streak again. Oh, I just, just how
do you get to the point where you don't care about the streak? Because that's where I want to be, because I know that I read every day. I'm interacting with, I'm staying with in the Word every day, but like, just that part of me that wants to see number go up.
I mean, I can't say that I don't like get a little hit of dopamine or like a little joy when I see the number grow one more, especially in the ones where the streak has always been really low. And so I'd say I don't 100%. It's just more, I don't like, I never just check into it just to keep the streak alive anymore. Like, I feel like once every other week in the past, at the least, I would just log in. I knew I didn't have time, but I'd just log in.
Right. Just to
keep the streak going.
And
that doesn't even cross my mind. That's not even an option anymore, because I start the day out without even thinking about it. It's not even a part of the streak. I've built it up to a habit where it's like, it's my first thought every day.
Yeah. I got a nice big streak in the YouVersion Bible app, and it's more, it's a high number, but it's also a reminder for when I started it and the journey I've been on in these past few years of doing it. Because
where are you? What are you up to now?
I'm almost 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
So you're
so I'm 1355 right now. So
almost
it's just
14.
like, it just reminds me of like, man, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. The number doesn't matter, but it's also a reminder, like, okay, I'm getting some sort of Bible reading in. And I do through the Word. I do through the Word more than the Bible app.
Sometimes I get in through the Word and I'm like, why can't it have a streak on it so that I can like pay attention? But it does give you an incentive. So,
yeah, it's what I get. I mean, like, I read the daily verse, and sometimes it's like not even a full verse, and it just cuts off. I'm like, what? I need to read the rest of this. So, and then I read the rest of it. I'm like, okay, that's better. But I get way more fulfillment when I'm in through the Word. Way more.
Yeah, I'd say in the Bible app, I actually like the guided prayer more. Sometimes it gets repetitive, but I do enjoy the guided prayer and just.
Do you add extra prayers?
Stopping.
Do you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. I have I need to add
like
some more.
It does like seem to rotate through. I feel like mine rotates through the same ones.
I have a few. It's weird. I have a few prayers that crashes the app. Like when I try to expand, like I hit the button to expand it, and when I click, there's like a period of time where I think my updates were misaligned, and there's like 3 or 4 prayers that when I click to expand it. So now I just read what's there and then just move on. And then I know the ones that I can expand and read the rest and be reminded of the prayers that I'd written. But I think I need to write a few more prayers just to add some more variety, because it's the same dozen that kind of circulate through.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I've like added some of the prayers from some of just like the daily refresh stuff, because I mean, they're just good reminders. But yeah, I need to go in and add just some prayers for people.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah, for sure. Just to remind you. For sure. So Yeah, I've really enjoyed this Lent season, and I'm gonna take a little hiatus this coming weekend because it's International Festival and my birthday. So it's gonna be I call it the eye of the storm, but it's not like Lent is bad or destroying my life. But on the back half of it, I may do the back half may be a true. I don't know if I'm going to do it yet because it'll interrupt my family's dietary life, but I wouldn't ask them to do it. But for Lent, like traditional Lent, you're not supposed to eat any meat. Like meat is supposed to be off the table. So I may just do like no meat except for family dinners or something, whatever Mindy makes, because it'll mess up the.
For traditional Lent, is Sunday nights like a thing where you can, I guess?
Yeah. So if you there's two ways to do it. You can do it straight 40 days and finish on Palm Sunday, or you can do 40. You can do it till Easter, and it makes 40 days if you take out Sundays. So you take a break, like you Sabbath from the Lent practice. That's what I've done past few years, and this time around, I just built in the 2 days this coming weekend because of my birthday and the International Festival at my school, and then just do it solid. Because I personally don't. I just feel like the interruption doesn't help me, like really stay focused in it. This is kind of like I find myself just looking forward to the break day.
Right. Exactly.
I don't want to do that. So I'm not doing it this time around.
Okay. I've never like heard of doing it that way because I guess I never really paid attention to.
Yeah, I did
to what it actually is until like one of my other buddies in another Discord. Actually, I think he's in the Through the Word with us too. I think he's just really far behind Matt. He's Jewish. So like he's like, so like Sundays you can take that day off if you want. And I was like, nah, that's fine. I'm gonna just keep going.
See it through.
Mm-hmm.
So I was talking to a buddy the other day. This is the same buddy I was talking about my story with, and he was telling me that one time he did a deprivation fast, and you do nothing for 24 hours. You go into a room with nothing. Like you try to find a room and then you like lower the shades or whatever in darkness, and then you are just there for 24 hours.
No
nothing.
Nothing?
No food,
I don't
no
know
drink,
if I could do that.
no light, no devices. He said he did it one time, and he said he had like visions. He had like serious moments with God in that 24-hour fast, deprivation fast.
Whoa, that is next level.
That's
right.
Crazy.
I kind of want to try that.
I'm kind of thinking about doing it.
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
Because he said that for him, because we were comparing stories and we both had the same, like, realizing you're a son of God.
Where would
moment.
you go?
And he said that led. I think I would find somewhere on campus because over the weekends, like Saturday to Sunday or something like that, the schools closed down. So I probably could use a classroom, or I could go somewhere. I think I could find
like if
a place.
You can't have anything like this. Is it just like emptiness? Like no pillow, no blanket. Like, are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know how far that goes. Yeah, like
right.
You just land on the floor and just pass out. Maybe, I don't know. It depends on how extreme I want to go, but I don't know. I want my body to break in half. Or like
we're getting up there in age a little bit.
Yeah, so I think I would need at least a pillow. I could sleep on the ground with a pillow. As long as I have a pillow to support my big head, I'd be all right. But yeah, so yeah, I'm considering doing that towards the end of or sometime in the midst of. So this is going to be a crazy year because I'm also going to read through the whole Bible in 30 days with the same guy in June, July.
Oh yeah, we're going to do the shred.
Do the shred, baby. We're going to do the shred like we're not even going to be listening, Ryan. We're going to be reading to each other.
More power to you, man. That's a lot.
Reading out loud.
It's a lot.
We're going to be like, in the beginning, God made
4 times speed.
Yeah, 4 times speed. Yeah. So
That's a lot.
Crazy. So yeah, that's Iffle, Earl, and Eagle. Nothing really too crazy besides fasting from everything, pretty much, and living life.
You're
fun.
also fasting from video games too, right?
That's correct. So there's no fake life update.
Okay.
I am watching New Girl and Bones with my wife.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you're having
my
a
wife,
bad girls' night out, you're just
exactly
watching New Girl.
Yep, exactly.
New Girl.
Watching those two shows with my wife. Probably 2 weekends from now, I'm gonna binge Arcane with Natasha on her birthday. That's her birthday request.
Yeah,
she wants to do nothing, and she wants to binge the rest of Arcane. So I was like, all right.
Okay.
Sounds like a plan, daughter. You are my offspring. So, yep. So that's that. And yeah. Well, with that, bad bye. That isn't nothing from us.
Oh,
how about no one? If you don't want to hide, if you don't want to hide what's old in your desert of the city, then let's mess up some slow trash keeping, where we take your towels, flattened pillows covered in garlic cloves, and keep secrets from you about how you can disconnect from the GMGU.
How you can turn
Twitter,
us off.
Off Twitter, Discord, Facebook, and Instagram. You can hide what's old with you, just like the strangers on Discord did not.
Oh my lord! All right,
That's special,
this
right?
button?
Is that the button?
This button?
I see a
there
car.
We go.
That's fun.
There. Was that big enough?
You can't see the whole post though.
Yeah, I don't know how to make it not do that.
Hold on, how do we? Okay, now I can.
All right, here we go. You guys ready?
Yep.
All right, today at really early in the morning. When did you post? 9 a.m. Good gracious!
I wanted to get it in while I remembered because
before you.
I wanted to do it yesterday and I completely forgot.
8 a.m. with Big Bird on a horse and carriage. All right. Hey, fellas, this is Galapagos, Ohio resident Marcus Bouchekis speaking from the grave.
Hey.
Earl, a lot of stuff happening in ministry land right now with getting ready for Good Friday / Easter. Went to Columbus for a couple days with a couple of our techie guys in the church to go to an all-day Pro Presenter class. Mm-hmm. If you're not familiar, Pro Presenter is the presentation software we use to put all of our graphics, words, and videos up on our screens at church.
All right.
I use Google Slides. It's the best.
We use Pro Presenter too.
Look at you.
It's not great.
It's not great. Had some good pizza and got to check out a cool retro game spot called Play It Games. Oh, sorry. I thought it was just Play It with an exclamation mark, but it's Play It exclamation mark with games. Play It Games, which is not too far from OSU's campus. That place is sweet, but so expensive. Man, the used game market has ballooned big time.
I'll tell you
what.
Mark,
tell you what, man.
Posted I can't remember where it was, so I looked it up, and Clark and I were looking at it, and Clark was like, "Can we go there?" I was like, "You want to drive 2 hours to a used video game store?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, I don't."
Your son's so dedicated.
Yeah,
he has no skin in the game.
Yeah, can I use your money? And your car.
Yeah. Can you fund me going to a video game store where I'll likely want to buy things you'll tell me no?
Yeah. I want to buy a plushie instead of the games we're here for.
Yeah. Oh man. Overall it was fun and educational time. Educational, gosh. Get out of here.
I play at games?
That's great. Yeah. That's what he said. We also have a new to us car coming our way. We have some friends in our church that have a car that will be sitting there until their son gets his license in a year or two. They're going to be warming it up for him. They asked if we wanted to use it until such a time that we're able to purchase a second vehicle, which is a huge God thing.
That's awesome.
It's a 2016 Jeep Renegade, which we've actually considered purchasing at one point.
We're renegades.
Mm-hmm. Watched The Electric State with Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown, which was decent. I give it a B-, but It's not the best Russo brothers movie they've done.
Yeah, I watched it as well.
Did you watch it as well?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
It was all right. I agree with his B- rating.
You were whelmed.
Yeah, B-.
Yeah, it was all right.
All right. On the IFL, purchased Super Mario 3D World Plus Bowser's Fury on March 10th, Mario Day, and only paid $12 for it.
Oh
man, that game's fun.
It's well worth more than $12. At $12, that's a steal.
That is a steal. Enjoying it so far. I purchased Split Fiction and have intended to play it with Kristen, but it hasn't happened just yet.
Do it.
I'll play with you, Mark.
Do it.
You'll get there.
Yeah, it's free for everyone who wants to play with Mark now.
You trying to fight Kristen?
Yeah.
Get in a battle? Try to take her place?
I can put on pretty hair.
I think it's going to take more than that, buddy.
You're just
pretty hair
over here.
Yeah.
I can be my pretty
hair. I can be pretty. On IFL, Ecclesiastes with through the word vanity, vanity, all is vanity. I don't like that version of Ecclesiastes.
I like meaningless. Everything is meaningless.
Chasing after the wind.
Chasing after
the vanity wind. Just seems like you're staring at yourself in the mirror and like, I think I'm pretty.
You're conjuring the spirit of vanity.
Yeah, exactly. Vanity. But it's all good.
And then
I feel like each of the variety of words that it translates to captures the original Hebrew. So
Hevel.
It's all good. Meaningless, vanity. There's another word. I'm blanking on what it is. Do you remember?
Nihilist.
Everything's a nihilist. No.
Which
all right.
Which
No, I can't remember. I don't remember anything else except there's another word that people use.
Which translation?
Not vapor. Even though the word it does mean vapor or smoke, which is funny that nobody ever says that. Everybody's like smoke, or vapor.
Everything is
vapor. But no, it's the idea of like the most basic form of the Hebrew word is like when you see a really thick smoke and you feel like you can grab it and you put your hands through it and then there's nothing there. Like that's what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything is that. Ungrabbable smoke.
Futility or futility?
Oh, futility, maybe? Futility. I don't know. Maybe it's
futile. Basically, everything is futile.
Everything's futile.
That's what the Christian Standard Bible says.
Okay.
The New International Reader's Version is meaningless. Everything is meaningless.
Yeah, meaningless is my preferred.
So is the New Living Translation, and then King James. King James is vanity of vanities and vanity and the thithers. And
that's what Mark was quoting then. KJV.
Yeah.
He's a KJV guy.
Oh, King James. What does the message say?
Doth thy mother knoweth you weareth her drapes? Yeah, that's Hezekiah chapter 3, verse.
The Message
12.
version says smoke, nothing but smoke.
Yep. It's a vaping.
It's all smoke.
Vaping. Everything is vaping.
Please do not strike us, Lord.
Yeah, that's true. We're just kidding, God. We love you. Let's see. Guy with expensive hobbies. AA Ron. What's up? Been a bit dry on the Earl front. Last week or two as far as the job hunt. In the meantime, I've been able to knock some doctor's appointments out. I'm glad you put appointments there. I've been able to knock some doctors out.
Mama said knock them out.
Yeah. Went to the eye doctor a couple weeks ago, and apparently I'm just as blind as I was last year, but not more so. So I guess that's good news. Yeah, you're not regressing or not progressing. I don't know which way. No, progressing. Progressing in your blindness. So good job. Also, finally stopped procrastinating on my blood work. Ooh, tell me how that goes. I'm still procrastinating on mine. That my doctor told me to get done last October. I won't say how long it's been since I did mine 5 years. Apparently, apparently my cholesterol is high, which sucks. I heard that once, and then I told him, leave me alone. Honestly, if I could pick one superpower, my first choice would be teleportation, but my second would be to have the ability to eat anything I wanted without the health drawbacks.
Yeah.
Or at least have my early 20s metabolism in perpetuity. Perpetuity.
Yeah, you got it right. Yeah.
Perpetuity.
Okay. I doubted myself for a second. I love good food, but I also don't like being too many pounds and having high cholesterol. I hear you.
Look, man, just little baby steps.
Yeah.
Little baby steps.
Really? I mean, you can eat whatever you want, just all in moderation. Instead of a full slice of pizza, just eat a pepperoni.
A pepperoni.
Instead of a full slice of pizza, cut it like you are a elementary school teacher and you had to buy that pizza for your entire class. So just cut it in those 64ths.
I mean, when I eat a pepperoni, 64th. Whenever I eat pepperoni pizza, I don't know about you guys, the best way to eat it is the bite is the size of each pepperoni slice. Like you bite the pepperoni off, and then whatever pizza's underneath, that's how you eat it.
You eat it in as many bites as it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop.
No, that doesn't make any sense, Patrick.
Exactly. Stop that. I agree.
1, a 2,
you would
3.
Okay, here we go. Iffle, still playing Metaphor ReFantazio. There's about 3 or 4 games that were on my definitely buying list that come out this month, so that's going to be a cool $200. Gotta love expensive hobbies.
Right.
Yeah. I've already bought one, the Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remasters that I mentioned a couple weeks ago.
Suikoden.
My son is doing what is the game with the math and the numbers and the squares? Sudoku, and I keep wanting to call it Suikadu.
Do it because do it just to mess with him.
I do. He looked at it like, "What is wrong with you,
James? You over there playing
like
Suikadu?
Yes, Suikadu. Mindy's like, "Are you having a stroke?" Well, I haven't had my blood work done in 5 years, so who knows?
If I already didn't create the graphics, Suikadu will be an honorable mention.
Much as you run
backup.
As much as you run stuff, honestly, your blood
what you could do, the Suikadu graphic would be perfect. You make you put the little, what is it called again?
Suikoden?
What is it?
Sudoku.
You put the Sudoku grid up, and then you put little Suikoden characters inside of the grid.
Yes.
That'd be amazing. All right. Anyways. But the Suikoden games are special to me. The Sudoku games are special to me. I'm a massive RPG fan, particularly JRPGs, and Suikoden was the first one I ever played completely by accident. How do you accidentally play completely through a game? Oh, wait, maybe he talks about it in the next part. I'll read that. I had no idea what a Suikoden or even an RPG was, but I just grabbed it off the shelf at random as a 7-year-old at Hollywood Video because I thought the cover art
Hollywood
looked cool.
Video.
Cover art did look cool. Simpler times, am I right?
Man, the Hollywood Video was right next to my Blockbuster. I mean, that was dangerous.
That was, man. Hollywood Video started coming in as Blockbuster was going out.
A little late to the party.
Yeah, Hollywood Video went up fast and also left fast.
Yeah, really fast. I only got an hour into the game after getting stuck at a specific part before my 5 days ran out, but I had caught the bug, and it's informed my tastes in gaming and overall storytelling to this day. Nice. That's a fun little story. Also started Daredevil Born Again. I've obviously saved Final Judgments for when the series finishes, but I love what they're doing. I'll be honest, deep character examination MCU is probably my favorite flavor of MCU. Agreed. The Matt Fisk scene, chef's kiss.
Have any of you started to watch?
No,
Daredevil?
I forgot that it was home.
I haven't watched it either.
No, they still have 7 episodes, so Patrick, just wait till you can binge it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
This brings me to my GMG question for you, E. What movies, games, TV series did you watch or play as a youngster that you think have had the most effect on the things you enjoy now as an adult?
Ooh,
100% X-Files, because that got me into all the
really
extraterrestrial stuff. I used to watch X-Files as a kid all the time. I would wake up super early before going to church because they would play reruns of it on Sunday mornings at 6 a.m. So I'd get up at 6 a.m. just to watch X-Files. and then get ready for church and go to church.
Nice. Yeah. That's a weird combo, but okay.
It is. It's very weird.
X-Files in church. I mean, I guess you can pray to exorcise the demons when you get to church and get out of my head, aliens. Yeah, mine was nope, beat you to it.
Okay.
Final Fantasy VII was the game that informed my storytelling and like my joy of storytelling, at least in video games. And RPGs. I have a deep love for RPGs, even though I don't have the time most of the time for that anymore. But I still appreciate it deeply. So yeah, Final Fantasy VII.
Good.
I do remember playing Final Fantasy VII.
I remember playing Final Fantasy VII demo disc.
Oh yeah, the demo was fire.
The demo discs were so fun. PlayStation demo disc.
but the Final Fantasy VII is demo of the century. Like it was just
what was that
the
fight?
demo to play.
Was that the first area, right?
The spider scorpion boss.
Yeah.
Robot.
Bro, I would always attack when the tail is up. They're like, don't attack when the tail's up. Like, don't tell me what to do.
That doesn't surprise me whatsoever.
Meteor slash.
Oh, the tail's up? I'm going to play Destiny 2 now. Okay.
Now, I remember watching Are You Afraid of the Dark when I was like 6 years old.
Yeah.
And I've loved scary stuff ever since.
I remember watching Goosebumps.
Yeah, Goosebumps, man. You know, like watching it now. You know, when my kids
Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from the Crypt. I was not allowed to watch that, but I also had an old brother that was 7 years older than me, so I totally watched that.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Goosebumps now is not scary, but I mean, like my kids get scared watching when they were younger.
I had a lot of Goosebumps books, man. I really liked reading Goosebumps.
Yeah, Goosebumps books were really good. That's the last I enjoyed scary stuff was probably Goosebumps when I was a middle schooler. Yeah. Well, that's it. The rest of the channel is talking about Jeep and talking about Final Fantasy.
And Jeep stands for just empty every pocket.
Congrats. And then a lot of Final Fantasy discussion.
Yeah, a lot of Final Fantasy.
Which ironically, I didn't see that until after I'd given my answer.
Is that what the box art for Final Fantasy 3?
Yes, for the American version.
What the fuck is that?
That needs to be the art for the show.
What in the world is that art?
It's what are they called? Mogi or something.
What does it do? Does it have like one hand on his hip and it's leaning on a sword?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
I'm so confused.
We don't try to explain those things when we're kids. We just look at it and we're like, cool. That is so cool. All right. People, if you'd prefer to disconnect invisibly or obviously, there isn't YouTube or Twitch where we have a shortage of leavers who always refuse to stream. So please avoid Discord to lose their links and forget them. Finally, on Unpatron and our junk page. You can abandon and strip down with us.
What is happening?
That should be in your outro every time. Strip down with us, guys.
Strip down with us.
Come on.
So ignore that one link to free them all. Neither in our bio nor the show notes, or you can refuse to type it all out. Linktree.com/the GMG or don't. Of course.
Or don't.
What the heck? Of course, if you won't keep your focus or hoard a coin from your uncasters, we are still the taking type. Please ignore and tear apart our ratings.
Tear us apart, man. Just
tear us apart, man.
Wow.
Podchaser, Spotify. It hurts us to lose new levers through black holes, question marks, and you're silent. So let your voice stay unheard, figuratively, if you prefer.
It hurts
at
us, man.
GMG guys, and ignore a voicemail. Ooh. Okay, just give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
All righty, never. Patrick, Ryan, along with you, are despised enemies and strangers and leavers. Don't get your bad night this week, and may misfortune curse and mislead your path as you wither. And as you lose.
1, 2, 3, 4.